Chapter 27, 2 weeks exploring the northern part of Sri Lanka, 1st of April to the 14th of April. So after a great month in Australia and New Zealand, we flew into Colombo as planned on the 1st of April, and then the next day caught the train from Colombo to Nero's hometown of Kandy, which was a stunning journey. And so nice to be back with the Landy, so we took the opportunity to film our Kandy Landy around Kandy, with the lake in the background and then the Queen's Hotel in the centre of the city.
One of the most important sites in Sri Lanka is the Temple of the Tooth, which holds great significance in Buddhism, and we joined my parents to visit the temple.
This time of year, the mornings are usually clear and then the rain comes in the afternoon.
I love the rain in Sri Lanka. Shown here sparkling and dancing around our house brings back so many memories for me.
Luckily, the rain held off the next day for the big match, which is the cricket match between two big schools in Sri Lanka, Kingswood and Dharma Raja. We had VIP invites from our friends Charita and Nisanka. Nero and Nisanka bagged the first class seats at the back of the Landy, and then somewhat surprisingly things kicked off with a Land Rover convoy which Charita managed to get us to join, and not for the first time. This just shows how much people love Land Rovers in Sri Lanka. Fantastic. Well, you don't see this very often. Two batsmen with 203 runs each. Really not sure how many people noticed that though. The thing that did become clear is the aim of this cricket match was not to watch the cricket. Great day, thank you very much guys.
We also met my friends Roshan and Tilina, who suggested that we catch the train to Wilpattu Falls the next day. Roshan works on the railways, so more VIP treatment before a 1-hour hike to the waterfalls for a relaxing swim surrounded by unspoiled nature. We were also lucky to be invited by Dinuka to visit Dunumatalava forest near Kandy, which is opening up for tourism for the first time, all part of promoting Kandy as a spiritual and environmental centre in Sri Lanka.
And great education too. We went past Pushpadana Girls College the next day, which is where Nero went, and up into the rice fields on our way to Wilpattu. Neither of us had been to the north of the island. Much of the time Nero was living in Sri Lanka, it was under the civil war, which finally ended in 2009. So, real treat for us to head up there.
Wilpattu is a beautiful nature reserve, and we enjoyed an idyllic early morning safari. We saw many animals, but not the elusive leopard. Next time. Then a 4:30 am start for a beautiful 150 kilometer drive to Mannar, the closest point to India. The Navy allowed us to drive the Landy off-road on the beach, deserted except for some fishermen.
It's the 9th of April 2025. We're in Mannar in Sri Lanka, which is the closest point to India, and you can just about make it out over on the other side. And 3 months ago we were in India, looking back at Sri Lanka. Well, very flat here. We could just about make out the tower in Dhanushkodi, only about 20 kilometres away. And this aerial shot shows that there was a land bridge between the two countries, and lots of myths and legends around Sita, Ravana and Hanuman. The Brits did set up a passenger service, mainly for tea, between the two countries. There is a passenger service now a bit further north, but nothing that could take a Land Rover, and plenty of talk about further connections between the two countries.
And then on to Jaffna, the biggest town in the area, surrounded by beautiful waterways and fishermen.
Population of Jaffna is over 500,000, over 90% of which are Sri Lankan Tamils. Some beautiful old buildings and wonderful Hindu temples.
We took a boat to the Buddhist temple of Nagadeepa.
This is one of the 16 holiest Buddhist sites in Sri Lanka, and just a 20-minute ride across the sea on this small boat. Beautiful, quiet temple here, and this includes the footprint of Buddha when he visited the area. We caught the boat back from just a few hundred metres along the coastline, and that was where there was this beautiful Hindu koval, Naga Pushani Anvil. And on the way back we were joined by these student monks who had visited the temple as well. Wonderful experience.
And then drove to Point Pedro, the northernmost point of Sri Lanka.
Thursday the 10th of April 2025, 1 year since we left Harpenden. Oh, and we're on top of the world. Well, it feels like it. It's actually top of Sri Lanka, the very northernmost point of this beautiful island. We're loving it. 37 days to go until we're back in Blighty. In the meantime, we are going to have a good time. Well, one of the many good things about Sri Lanka is there's always other people going to help you have a good time as well. And these youngsters were from a band, and then we bumped into the local football team. Beautiful, beautiful place, and we had a lovely anniversary meal. Really enjoying Sri Lanka. Another early start the next morning. We'd heard there were flamingos in Mannar, which could be seen before dawn. So we woke up at 3:30 a.m. and drove 2 hours south to get there about 20 minutes before sunrise.
And there they were. Although, as it got lighter, they started to look a bit different to flamingos. Turns out we were looking at the wrong birds. These were storks and cranes, but it was all still rather lovely.
So nice. And then we met the 143rd street dog that Nero would have loved to adopt and take with us. And then pushed on down the east coast past these acres of wonderful water lilies to the sapphire blue seas around Trincomalee and Passacuda. Absolutely gorgeous. Well, we could have stayed here for weeks, but it was time to head back to Kandy for the Buddhist New Year.
My dad stamped us in again, and we spent a lovely day with my family and visited my brother-in-law's father, who also lives in the village. Happy New Year. Suba Alut Awuruddak Veva.
Got to say, it was such a treat for both of us to spend time with Nero's family and friends in our Kandy Landy in this beautiful island of Sri Lanka. And we still had 3 weeks to go. Marvellous.